Here's an entertaining short story about a gal who's throwing a big hissy fit because the guy that she was using for nothing more than attention and validation as maybe a backup for a backup for a backup finally moved on from her and was hooking up with one of her friends and now throwing a big meltdown about it. And our guy here is writing about it on Reddit wondering if he was the a-hole in the whole thing because obviously they had nothing going on. She was seeing other people, never ever dated anything like that, and yet she's mad. And it'll be an entertaining one to go over here, guys. Really making the point. This is a lesson here, is that there are plenty of gals out there that will use guys for nothing but attention and validation. And a lot of gals, especially very good-looking ones, could be talking to a dozen guys easily from they've connected with on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, who if they have comments and they post on Reddit, then guys they know, guys from work, guys at the gym, they just love the attention and validation. But they're never going to get together with them. And these guys, they lead these guys on, and then and I gotta make a point, guys. If you like a gal and you express interest, and she'll just never ever will get together with you, that tells you everything. She's nothing. You're nothing but attention to her, and don't waste your freaking time. And yet they get mad when that attention goes away. Titled, "Am I the a-hole for sleeping with a woman after the woman I've been talking to said she didn't want anything serious?" And a shout out to Mr. Arkansas for sending this in. And oh yeah, guys, make sure you come check out Men's Community over on Patreon, our locals. I'll post a link at the top of the description. Coming over there, you can see what it's all about. 2 to 3 exclusive videos that you don't see on YouTube every week. All my stuff there commercial free and being able to comment and chit chat with each other without any censorship. It's a pretty good thing. A lot of guys have come over. So, starts off, says here, earlier this year in March 2026, I started talking to a woman. We got along really well and had great chemistry over text. The problem was that she never seemed to have the time to meet up. Every time we tried to make plans, something came up. The only time we actually met was by chance at a bar. Right there, exactly. They had chemistry over text, meaning I guarantee she's sitting on the couch, watching shows, and probably talking to easily 5 or 6 guys at once. This is what happens. Back in the day, before there was social media or even the internet, if a girl wanted attention, she had to go out to the mall or at school or at work or anywhere, Friday, Saturday night, out in the town. Nowadays, attention all the time, around the clock. And it's interesting. I found that the more beautiful woman, the more insecure they usually are, and the more attention they freaking need right here. But she doesn't want to get together with him, and that tells you everything. She also made it clear that she was not interested in anything serious and didn't want to commit to anyone. Sounds about right. I respected it completely. We agreed to keep in touch while also being free to meet other people. Smack! Why? Why waste your time? Of course she wanted that because he makes her feel better about herself. Well, a few months later, I became friends with some people in her friend group. From my side, those friendships were completely platonic. Eventually, I met a woman from the same group. We clicked immediately and had a great connection, and really enjoyed each other's company. At the time, she didn't know who I was or that I had previously been talking to her friend. Long story short, we ended up sleeping together. Okay, he and her and this girl in the story, she made it clear, not interested in anything. She said anybody, but especially him. Newsflash, if she liked him, believe me, she would make time. And now watch this. The next day, she found out that I'd been talking to her friend before, and she felt she owed it to her friend to tell her what had happened. Oh, let me read this again. The next day, she found out that I'd been talking to her friend before. Okay, this is the girl he slept with. She felt she owed it to her friend to tell her what had happened. I completely understood and had no problem with that. Okay, but it's not like these guys were dating at all. However, the first one became very angry with me and said I'd crossed the line. How'd he cross the line? She just wanted this guy pining for her, as a lot of gals do and a lot of suckers do for a woman. Again, she probably has 10 guys pining for her. From my perspective, we were never in a relationship. We never slept together, barely met in person, and she absolutely told me she didn't want anything serious. Then he owes her nothing, but of course she's a selfish a-hole. We had also agreed that we would both be free to see other people. She had also been seeing other people while I hadn't been with anybody until this happened. Notice she can make time for all those other people, but not him. Guys, women vote with their feet. The only thing I knew beforehand was that they knew each other. I didn't realize they were actually close friends, so am I the a-hole. Of course not. The only way this guy was the a-hole was for spending enough time trying to entertain her as long as he did. And that's what he was, nothing but entertainment. All women love attention and validation, but some take it to a whole new freaking level. And all women are a little insecure, but some are really insecure, and they need a constant validation from men. She's definitely one of them. I guarantee you there's a dozen guys she's talking to, and will have no problem leading guys on, jerking them around, making them feel like they maybe have a chance, just so they'll text with them, make them feel better and like their pictures, and you get the point. This guy had every right to move on, and that's what he did. And she has a problem with tough freaking crap, but that means she's not going to be a jerk about it. Now, let me go through the comments. The comments are almost unanimous that she's a big, giant jerk. One guy says, not the a-hole. The first one is, well, she's completely unhinged. She doesn't have time to meet you, yet you run into her by chance at a bar. She doesn't want anything serious, and you aren't even a couple. But you had agreed that these things were open between you two. You sleep with somebody else, and she gets angry, ? Exactly, because she's selfish. She just wants this guy pining for her. Also says, that looks more possessiveness than genuine attraction. After all, if she wanted something with you, she would have given the relationship a chance. I hope you're still in touch with the second woman and that you won't try anything at all with the first one. If she makes a scene when you're even together, just imagine how she might react over nothing if you were actually a couple. There's no way they're ever going to become a couple. I'd have nothing to do with the first one, to be honest. Frankly, I would have nothing to do with the second one either, because it's just a bunch of drama. For your own peace of mind, run as far away from the first woman as you can. And if things work out with the second woman, great, though you should drop it if she's close friends with the first one. I would drop it. You don't need that drama. And our guy here says, appreciate this take. And honestly, yeah, looking back, there was a real double standard. She got to do whatever she wanted, but the second I did the same thing, it was suddenly a problem. Can't have it both ways. Because she's selfish. I'm not in contact with her anymore, and I don't plan to be. As for the second woman, we stayed in touch and actually have a date today. Generally excited about where that can go from. Well, that's great, but don't be too excited, because then you get jerked around. Another guy says, you were her backup plan. She's mad as she has to get another backup, not the a-hole. And he says, haha, backup plan is generous. Turns out I was one of 10 people she was actively talking to, and she jokingly told me I was the top 3 at the moment. But a couple others were getting more attention. See what I tell you? She's an attention, W-H-O-R-E. They just want guys constantly, their beck and call, give them attention, nothing more. Like she said out loud to my face and expected what exactly? A ranking system for talking stage? Truly a courtship for the ages. And last one, this guy says, not the a-hole. I'm not even sure that I would know these friends were in someone else's friend group. I guess it depends on how small town it was, if we ever connected on social media. Woman number 1 is no place being mad. You're basically strangers who are in misconnection. You snooze, you lose, lady. Going on a date or meeting someone at an event and exchanging numbers and then playing an endless game of misconnections, not a relationship. You're not even remotely serious. I wouldn't even be having you can see other people conversation. And last one, this guy says, not the a-hole. Basically, she friend-zoned you, then got mad when you slept with somebody else. In this case, it happened to be her friend. But I bet she would have also been pissed off if it was someone else, and word got back to her. She basically wanted you to chase her and be on the hook for when she did not want to be alone. Well, that's the thing. Not alone. She never got together with him. I guarantee there are certain guys that she would see that she can meet and talk to about her problems and BS, or come to her house and fix things, or buy her stuff. And there's guys like this that she won't even see for that. You know, it's just nothing but texting and clicks and likes and stuff like that. Nothing more. Don't waste your time with someone like this, guys. But a lot of guys do and have to learn the hard way. But too bad for her. F her.